Kind of crowd for a rally. They can't do it, right? I'm Tyson Slocum. I run the energy program with Public Citizen here in Washington, D.C. And I got to tell you, I've been going head to head against the oil and gas industry for a long time, and it's never really a fair fight, right? They got all the money, we know that, but they've got a really hard time telling the truth. And we've got the truth at our backs, and at the end of the day, that's always going to win out. The oil and gas industry always tells Congress and the media and our fellow activists, they say, we need fracking for economic development and to grow jobs. But we know what's going on in areas where they're fracking right now, in Pennsylvania and elsewhere. The destruction, the negative consequences to community development that comes with extensive fracking. There is no such thing as sustainable or benign fossil fuel development. There is conclusive evidence of significant water poisoning, of air quality erosion, and detrimental impacts to climate change because of fracking. We have the truth at our side, and we're going to continue telling that to Congress and to our fellow Americans. A few weeks ago, a bunch of members of the House of Representatives in this building behind me took to the floor and supported a piece of legislation that would fast-track the export of LNG. And member of Congress, after stuffing their pockets with money from the oil and gas industry, got on the floor of Congress and said, we need LNG exports to bring peace to the world, to strengthen America's hand in diplomacy. Exactly, it is complete BS. The fact of the matter is that LNG exports are not determined by State Department foreign policy, but by private contracts based upon whoever will buy the gas for the highest possible price. The fact of the matter is that the climate change caused by increasing fracking from LNG exports is going to create more division around the world and make our national security weaker. But the biggest lie that I hear from the oil and gas industry every single day is, you know what, we'd like to move towards renewables, but they're just not ready yet. So in the meantime, we have to rely on natural gas. That is a huge lie. The city of Austin, Texas, where I went to school at the University of Texas in Austin, Austin is a municipally owned utility, which means the people of Austin own their own electricity system. And do you know what the people of Austin did a couple months ago? They signed a contract with a company called Recurrent Energy that's building a 150 megawatt solar facility out in West Texas. And that contract is supplying the city of Austin with electricity from solar power at a cost less than the city of Austin's current fossil fuel generation. Solar power, if given the opportunity to be in the marketplace and fight a fair fight, will beat fossil fuels every single day. Every single building in Washington, D.C. and in every other community should have solar panels on their roofs. Every single building can be a clean power station, but the fossil fuel interests don't want it because their vested interests, their investments are in pulling as much fossil fuel out of the ground, disrupting our ecosystem, destroying our climate. For too long, our national policies have been set by corporate interests. No longer. We are going to fight to make sure that this Congress starts to be accountable to the people, and in the next 2 months, Public Citizen is going to file a lawsuit against the Obama administration. I don't know if you know, but it's kind of difficult to export crude oil, right? Because of this 1975 law. Well, we've been working with Ed Markey, and we know that this law also limits the ability to export natural gas. We're going to be suing the Obama administration to not allow natural gas exports. Thank you all very much.